do the Q&A. I'm trying to find the right angle here. I'm slumped over. Okay. How's everybody at home today? While I'm waiting for you guys to come in, because it looks like YouTube does not send you notifications anymore, I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading this book. It's it's a Russian book for 6-month-olds. And I'm still practicing my Russian, so it's a perfect way to improve your Russian. But anyway, this is a Q&A. You guys can ask me anything that you would like to ask about Russia. And feel free to ask me something you don't know about Russia. Speaking gibberish, I'm trying to type at the same time. Let me put a poll here. And I'm gonna stick that on top of the screen. Yeah, let's put this here. Yeah. All right, so while you guys are coming in, I'm gonna try and read this book. Let's see how well I do it. Oh my God, Nezdarovitsa слону. Nezdarovitsa слону. Не ест на завтрак овощи. Okay, Nezdarovitsa слону. I'm guessing an unhealthy elephant. Nezdarovitsa слону. Yes, okay. Не ест на завтрак овощи. An unhealthy elephant does not eat vegetables for breakfast? What's this? Bednomo? Polnomo? Okay. Ka bednomo? Balnomo? Mchit? Mashino. Mashina. Mashina. Not sure what yeah, I'm trying to read that one. It's back to front. Okay. Ball. Oh, okay. Balnomu. Bednomu, balnomu. I assume this is an ambulance. Mchit machina. Skoroy помощи. Okay, gonna help soon. It's the book I'm reading. You guys can ask me questions about Russia while we're waiting for people to get here. My fans are not getting notifications, but if you're here, you can listen to me butchering Russian right now. Пахнет дымом из окна. Okay. Pachnet. Pachnet is a smell, right? Pachnet means smell, I think. Must be. It must be. Pachnet. If you're Russian in the chat, help me out here. What does pachnet mean? I think pachnet means smell. Dimum is окна. There's a smell coming from the window. Значит, есть причина. By the way, this is for 6-month-olds, and I'm struggling. And I'm struggling to deduce what this means. I know pachnet. Pachnet must mean smell. Okay. Чтоб скорый примчались к нам. Okay, so he's about to arrive and help. Of course, there's a smell from the window. Yeah, there's a smell from the window. I should have labeled this stream "Reading with Andy" or butchering books with Andy. Okay, the next one. Lev, like me, Afrolev. See, look, there's the Lev over there. Lev, giraffe, okay. Lion, giraffe, behemoth. Behemoth is a hippopotamus. Yeah. So look, we got the Lev, we've got the behemoth, and we've got the giraffe over there. And okay. Panda. Panda in panda in Russian is panda. Okay. Panda и Kolobus? Kolobus? What is kolobus? Does anybody know what a kolobus is? Is that a koala? Kolobus? Russian speakers in the chat, let me know what kolobus means. I think that's a koala. Help me out here, chat. И большой автобус. Yeah, this is an автобус. Okay. Если ты в нее залил полный бак бензина, okay, то тебе куда угодно отвезет машина. Okay, so we have a giraffe in the car. The giraffe is halfway in the car. See? Because the giraffe is pretty long. Yeah, my wife is okay. My wife is okay. Thanks for asking. She's the one that got me this book. I'm trying to read it. I'm trying to read it right now. So she got me a book for 6-month-olds, and I'm struggling to read it. Keep in mind, I'm supposed to be learning A2, and I'm still struggling with the 6-month-old book. There's some vocabulary here that is just eating away at me. Russian is a very hard language. I should have made the title of this stream "Reading with Andy." I think that would have gone down better. Okay. Быстро едет. Мы привыкли. Быстро едет, мы привыкли на спортивном, okay. Мотоцикле. So motocycle is a motorcycle in Russian. See, there's a cow. Guys, you can ask any questions about Russia. If you don't ask any questions, I'm just gonna keep on reading this book. So, that's it. The book is finished. Oh man, okay. So this book is called Transport, and it's from 6 months onwards. And okay, so far I've learned some new vocabulary. For example, не здоровится слону. I guess like an unhealthy elephant. That must be it. An unhealthy elephant. Не ест на завтрак овощи. So an unhealthy elephant does not eat vegetables for breakfast. Do you guys even eat vegetables for breakfast? This is a very strict diet this elephant has. Hey, Nelly, what's up? I'm trying to read a book while people try to prepare some questions about Russia. You guys are free to ask questions about Russia while I butcher. I missed some pages. I'm reading a book, Nelly. I'm trying to practice my Russian. My wife's in class right now. She's learning German. And I am practicing Russian. We got some people. If you are in the chat for the first time, this is a stream about Russia. You guys can ask me any questions. I thought it would be cool if I just read a book with you while we wait for people to come through. But yeah, the weather today is insane. It is not as insane as yesterday. I see that the snow has pretty much stopped, snowing. But in Moscow, we have recorded, I think it's a record. I saw that the last time it snowed like this was in 1920 and 1935. So the weather in Moscow is crazy, man. It is. It's really crazy. I missed a page in my book, so we got to keep on reading. Nelly, you're Russian, so you can correct me if I make a mistake. Okay, чтобы строить, чтобы строить что угодно. Чтобы строить что угодно. What does that mean, Nelly? Like, see the first line? What does that mean? I think it's going back. It's backwards, I think. But what does that mean? Чтобы строить что угодно. I don't understand. I know dom, metro, theater. Okay, so house, metro, theater. Для начала ему поют. Ah, poet. Poet? Are you a tractor driver? Ah! I'm reading. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Okay. So, чтобы строить что угодно. Is угодно a tractor driver? Have I put the stress on the right place? Here. Угодно. You guys see that? Угодно? Is it угодно? It's backwards. You guys have to sort of like... what do you want to build? Чтобы строить что угодно. Everything. Everything means угодно. Чтобы строить что угодно. Чтобы строить что угодно. Да? Правильно, да? Окей. Дом, метро, дом, house, metro. No, I don't want to use Google Translator. No. The whole point of this is that I want to force myself to read this properly. I know a lot of the vocabulary here, but some of it has got me tripped up. Google Translator is banned from the stream. I have to practice. Yeah. What do you want to build? Yeah, I got that part. Dom is a house. Metro is a metro. Theater is a theater. Для начала ему поет мощный. Что там мощный? What is мощный? Мощный. Excavator. Excavator. This. Yeah? Okay. So мощный is power. So here. Help me out, Russian speakers. Для начала, I think that's ему poet? Poet? I know poet is either poet. You are playing. What do you mean I'm playing? Poet is to sing or yeah. Okay, the chala ему poet machino. Okay. So yes, okay, I understand. You can build whatever you want. A house, a metro, and a theater. Okay, got it. And this is an excavator. So he's digging up. He's digging up some stuff. Okay, got it. Кто писок привез на стройку и нисколько не устал? Okay. Hey, what's up, man? Happy belated Christmas. Happy belated Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. If you have joined late, I'm butchering this book. Pretty much butchering the book. If you guys have any questions about Russia, feel free to ask. I'm just trying to buy time by practicing my Russian, killing two birds with one stone, because I have to go down and get some coffee later. But yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. For Russians, Christmas was on the 7th. For many other people in the West, Christmas was on the 25th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful year. My goal for this year is to conquer A2, trying to get past Russian A2. Right now, I finished A1, and I can say comfortably that I understand a lot of the vocabulary, but when the stuff comes together, it becomes an absolute disaster. Okay. Have you ever been to Patriot A? What's Patriot A? Patriot Park, yes. Yes, I have been to Patriot Park. Pretty beautiful place. There are so many facts about the Patriot Park, actually. Like, I know that a lot of the floor was built with German guns. So there's a Patriot Park outside of Moscow that they pretty much built out of a lot of the spoils of war. So some of the guns were used for the floor, which is pretty cool. So like the steel, I don't what is gun made out of? Metal, steel, whatever it may be. They use that for the floor of the church, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know why. YouTube is not sending you guys notifications. I've noticed when I go live in the middle of the night or midday, YouTube does not send you notifications. So if you're here, you're a real one. You're a real one. I think YouTube pretty much picks and chooses. If I'm outside, if I made a stream and I said, look at Russia now, and I was dramatic, I think it would just toss it to you. It would just toss it to you. But it's okay. I don't really want a million people in here. I want people that I can actually chat up. We were reading a book a couple of seconds ago. So, soon old New Year, Russian Halloween. Russian Halloween? Do Russians have their own Halloween? I know about Russian New Year, Old New Year. Oh, so Old New Year is Russian Halloween? Have you skied or tubed recently? Yes, I tubed. I tubed. You guys can check out my latest stream. Not my latest stream, my latest video. I was in Arkhangelsk. I was in the Arctic, and I went on a tube for the first time. I went tubing for the first time. It was kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you. Kind of nerve-wracking. Because I didn't really understand that I was... Okay, it sounds pretty stupid when you describe the first experience when you're tubing, but I think the best word that I can use is surreal. Because when I sat on the tube, and I was like, how am I supposed to put my feet? Am I supposed to like lift them, or am I supposed to put them down? And then they're like, oh, just lift them up. You know, don't put them down because you can get caught and you can flip over. I'm like, I can flip over. You know? So I hopped onto the tube and I just put my legs up. I curled them up. And it was a pretty high slope, very steep. And yeah, I went tubing. I'm gonna go skiing for the first time. Not skiing, ice skating for the first time today. So yeah. What other facts can you share about the Patriot Park? The Patriot Park has a beautiful interactive museum that showcases all of the stages of the war. I think that's the Second World War. And in the Patriot Park, you can actually search for your relatives in the database, and it will give you the names of your relatives and the days that they died. And I think there's some other information. So if you are Russian, or you have a Russian grandfather or great-grandfather that fought in in the World War, there is a database that people can freely tap on, and it will show you your relatives. And also at the Patriots Park, you can practice shooting. They teach you how to shoot. The Patriot Park also has a very nice monument. I think it's the Virgin Mary. She's got her eyes over her, she's got her hands over her eyes. I think she's crying. And inside there's an eternal flame. That's also cool. Also, the church is pretty modern. It has this really unbelievable feel to it. When you go inside, there's this, oh man, I can't even describe the scenery inside the church. You guys need to go there for yourself. It's breathtaking. I can't even describe to you what I saw in that church. The architecture in that church is not normal. It's not normal. It's amazing. Welcome to Murmansk region, to the Knebny Mountain Ski Resort. Are you going to take me? Nelly, you gotta tell me where to go exactly. When I'm in Murmansk, you gotta show me around. I think I want a Murmansk vlog. I want to go to Murmansk. I want to go to Kamchatka. I want to go to Chechnya. I want to go to Dagestan. And I was planning on, a friend of mine wants me to go to Kursk. I'm not sure. Kursk is a little bit of a wild card, but people keep on telling me, oh man, it borders Ukraine, it's perfect content. I'm like, that's precisely why I'm nervous about going and shooting content there. I'm not really into the whole shebang in terms of war on the border. But hey, Yeah, you can shoot guns in the Patriot Park. Yeah. Town of Kivorsk. I live there. If I go to Murmansk and I have time, I will definitely check out the town and you can show me around. I'm honestly changing my content this year. I'm not so interested in arguing with people. I used to be so provocative. And I say I used to be, but this was a few months ago. I'm not really into arguing about politics or stuff. I want to show people what is around me, you know? And I think the best way to do that is by traveling and documenting what I see. I have changed my attitude this year. So I'm hoping to visit many places around Moscow and Russia. And I want to give you guys, I don't want to feed you a narrative. I want you to see stuff for yourself and determine if you say it's trash, it's cool. If you say it's good, it's good. But this channel is basically to show you Russia. And I feel like I haven't really showed you Russia. I need to actually show you Russia. I hope to visit Patriot Park. Orthodox architecture is breathtaking. Yeah, it's breathtaking. It's insatiably beautiful. The Patriotic Park is just it's a bonanza of architectural integrity. It is beautiful. It is just I don't know, the inside of the church, I almost cried when I saw the scenery in the church. There's this I think it's on the second floor. I think it's either like I don't know what the portrait is like. I think it's Mary. There's this huge portrait in the middle of the hole, and it has all these colors like green, blue, purple. It's just crazy. Uh, yeah. So I really need to check out other places. But I've been to the Patriotic Park. I want to go again because it holds really historical, I would say, weight. It has so many of the scenes from the Second World War, how Russia pretty much helped save the world. Because you don't get the Russian side of the story. We don't get the Russian side of the story. I learned so much about Russia and how much Russian soldiers, put on the line for world peace. Like what happened in Berlin and what happened when the Nazis came to Russia. It's very interesting to see the historical events told from another side of the story. Because when I was schooling in my country, they always told me that, oh my God, the Allies saved the world, yada yada. But Russia did most of the heavy lifting. And that was interesting for me. Really, really interesting for me. So, yeah. I think this shirt is actually from Putin team, is it? This might be. This might be from Putin team. As much as I love the world and its people, politics just removes the humanity involved. Yeah, I'm getting very tired of politics too. Politics just irks me at this point because I can't. There's a book that I read. It's called The 48 Laws of Power, and it says never win through argument, win through action. And if you're somebody who continuously feels the need to put yourself in political debates and you want to argue with people, you never really win the masses. It's a touchy topic because actions speak louder than words. And I think that I'm trying to project that on my channel more. I'm also interested in debating about politics because if somebody has their mind absolutely set on something, it's pretty much clocked in. You can't change the way that they think. I mean, you can speak to a few people, but I feel like the best way to encourage people and change their minds is by letting them view stuff, doing things through actions. Because if I can debate you and I can insult you and I can embarrass you and I can put you in a scenario when you just feel defeated, then I don't think that solves anything. Because at the end of the day, you pretty much will hate me because I corrected you, and it's better if I show you something. And I feel like that's why it's important to have content about Russia. It's better to show people. This year, my goal is not to argue with people. I just want to show certain things. Somebody said, please explain the Oreshnik missiles. I'm not a military specialist, but from what I do know about the Oreshnik missiles or missiles, depending on what pronunciation you want to use, apparently they're one of the fastest ever, and they travel faster than the speed of sound, which is, I think, is 11 times faster than the speed of sound. You guys can Google check that. There's a lot of nonsense online. I actually have to read up. But one thing that is obvious is that it is so fast that it travels faster than the speed of sound. So you don't hear it until it hits, basically. It surpasses all missile systems. Are you in Russia now? Yes. I'm in Russia. I'm in Moscow. I'm in snowy Moscow. We're experiencing the coldest, not coldest, we're experiencing the most snow that we have experienced in I don't know how many years. I'm saying it like I was alive in 1920 and 1935. But yeah, the snow is incredulous. It is really snowy outside, guys. I think it's the highest recorded amount of snow that has fallen in Moscow. So I like to see perspectives from others. I really hate how mainstream media perspective. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm cool with people having their own perspectives. I think the only thing that I disagree with is how people project their opinions. Because it's all cool and well if you have an opinion. My problem is when you're a jackass about it. And then you expect a very nice response. You know those people that text you or hop onto your stream and they're so rude, and then you pretty much bite back, and then they get absolutely furious. They foam at the mouth. Oh my God, you're such a prick, and this and that and that. And it's like you have given me that energy, so I basically give it back to you. I am trying to be more godly, to be more holy. I just struggle with the whole concept of turn the other cheek. That's the hardest thing for me while I'm trying to become orthodox. It's very difficult for me to turn the other cheek. If somebody acts like an asshole, I feed them back the same energy. So like if somebody's very respectful and we have a conversation and they're like, Andy, I don't agree with this. I'm like, okay, tell me what you think. I'm pretty much excited. But when somebody comes with this, I don't know, bravado and this anger and this angst and this derogatory air to them, it just pisses me off and I respond accordingly. How do you have internet? I have learned that it shut off. No, there is internet in Russia. Don't believe the hype. There is internet. Russia has internet. I'm using 5G Wi-Fi. So if that helps, we are currently using 5G Wi-Fi. Yeah. As an English speaker, how are you treated by native Russians? I'm treated okay. Russian people treat you accordingly. Act like a prick, get treated like a prick. That's basically how Russian people are. You know, I'll be very honest with you. The weirdest situations that I've encountered, or the rudeness or feeling like I'm not welcomed, did not come from Russian people in Russia. It came from other expats. Yeah. You know, I have encountered some weird moments from other immigrants that make me feel comfortable. Like, oh my God, why the fuck is he here? You know, man, this black dude is in Russia. Why is he here? This is like other immigrants. Russian people are there like, oh, you know, okay. You know, but it's the immigrants and it's the people from the West. It's the people from Central Asia as well. It's the people from different countries. I don't know why. My presence is just a complete annoyance to people that I guess venture outside of their countries and come to Russia, and then they see a black person. They're like, oh, the Russian people don't give a shit. Russian people pretty much judge you based on your behavior. But I think the weirdest thing that I've experienced is other immigrants like, oh my God, why is he here? Why is he here? You know, I'm just like, hey, bro, we're both immigrants. Relax. You know, relax. Dunning-Kruger effect. Yeah, you know, you can't change people's opinions. You can't change people's opinions. I don't feel racism. Here's the thing. The weirdest thing that I experience in Russia is maybe like stares or uncomfortable situations. And as I've said, they're not from Russian people. They're from immigrants as well, like me, that are just like, oh my God, this dude is sitting next to me. Like I've been stared at, not by Russian people. And it's just ironic to me because I guess like people think that Russian people are like these really horrible people, blah, blah, blah. They're not. They're not. Russian people are very, I would say, suspicious in the sense that they allow you to act stupid first. like, okay, I see you. Let's allow you to do something stupid first. Then they judge you accordingly. That's how it works. But yeah, I don't feel racism from Russians. Other expats occasionally, but I'm not saying it like I'm just gonna walk outside and I'm gonna feel uncomfortable. No, it happens here or there. It's not something that is in my daily life, but I don't feel racism. I don't think, I think maybe I've encountered a lot of racism, so I would not say that Russia has given me the racist feel. No. I've lived in places where I've literally been, shouted at or told to get out or people, rubbing my skin and stuff. I don't experience that in Russia. No. There are still some racists that are expected. Yeah, I mean, there are racists everywhere in the world, guys. Racists everywhere in the world, guys. Even in my country. And I don't know why Africans pretend like they aren't racist. As an African, we are really racist, guys. Not me, but there are many Africans that are also very racist. But we kind of paint this idea of like, Europeans. No, 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 no. Africans are very racist too. They have this mindset too, you know? There are racist people everywhere in the world, and there are good people everywhere in the world. So, Annie, do you teach languages now? I've basically I've basically been teaching Chinese and English, I guess online since I don't know how long. Since like 2017. So, yeah. I am a qualified Chinese teacher, which confuses a lot of people. So English and Chinese. Expats are like that everywhere. Just find a nice girl, local. I met a Chinese wife. Yeah, expats are weird. I feel like I actually appreciate the way that Russian treats expats. Russia treats expats. Actually, let's not even use the word expat. I feel like expat is a very safe word. Let's be honest, we're immigrants. Yeah? And Russia treats immigrants exactly the same. Doesn't matter if you're American, if you're white, you're black, you're green, you're yellow, you're blue. Just break the law and see what happens. You know? And I respect that about Russian people because we're pretty much thrown all into the same box. Of course, we come with our own stereotypes. Let's not pretend like you being from a certain place doesn't give you a stereotype. No, it does. But the Russian government treats you exactly the same as every other immigrant, and I love it. And I feel like a lot of immigrants come with a very high idea of themselves. They have this very high, inflated idea of oneself. And then they come to Russia and they're humbled because Russia doesn't give a shit if you're American or whatever. It pretty much treats you the way you act, you know? And it is very prevalent, I've seen, in terms of people leaving Russia because they come and they're like, wow, this is not exactly what I wanted. Because they think that because they are from a specific place, they get an advantage. So it bothers people, you know? It's almost like this power play when you come into a country and you think you're from a specific place, so you're supposed to be given benefits. No, doesn't work like that. You get treated exactly the same. Is there effects on inflation? Inflation, yeah, it has affected the Russian economy. It does. It has, rather. Fuel prices have risen, but not to the extent that you think. Not so insane. Food prices have risen, but not to the extent that people think they have risen to. So it's like you're pretty much battling with the news because the news kind of tells it halfway truthfully. Because yes, of course, I don't think there's hyperinflation. There's inflation in terms of, yes, the currency is not as strong as it used to be. Or is it actually? Because I've heard the ruble is actually increasing in value. There are a lot of conflicting ideas. But I will say that the food is a little bit more expensive. The real estate is down the toilet, man. It's very difficult to buy a house now. I mean, for a Westerner, it's cheap, but like for a normal person, like a Russian person, it's expensive. And the real estate is hard. But it depends, of course, where you are living. If you are living in Moscow and you're expecting, I don't know, cheapness, no, you won't get it. You won't get it. If you live in a small town, maybe you won't struggle. Are passports always checked in Russia? It depends. When I was coming to Russia, I was informed that I need to carry my passport everywhere, just in case, because sometimes you have certain metro stations where people are a little bit more stricter than other sections of the metro. So you might encounter somebody that wants to, not somebody, a police officer that wants to check your passport. But living here in Russia, no, now I don't. When I was a tourist, yes. Because I came during the SMO, the beginning of the SMO. So it was really cagey. And I spent maybe like 3 hours at the airport getting questioned. Which by the way, is not a foreigner experience. It happens to everybody that comes into Russia when you're coming from outside. Even Russian people get questions because during the SMO in the beginning, it was very cagey, very, very cagey. So they were asking many questions, and even at metro stations, you had to carry your passport. Now I just carry a copy of my documents. I keep it on my phone just in case. But I have not been stopped by an officer in about, I don't know, almost 2 years. And I think maybe because I'm half of the time walking with my wife and holding her hand. So this they just assume, okay, he's married, whatever, probably just some dude that moved to Russia for his girl, which is true. I moved for my wife. Somebody said, "Hi, I live in Czech Republic and they hate Russian government. If they end up on vacation, they'll hate me, consider me a traitor." Pfft. Don't worry. Okay. Uh, AANK8QB. I'm going to tell you something about life. Do whatever you want to do in life because people will always judge you regardless of what you do anyway. If you come to Russia and you go by your own will, your own volition, okay, and you love the place and you think it's an awesome place, that's cool. You know? Don't listen to people telling you not to go to a certain place and them calling you a traitor. People will hate you regardless. I can give you an example. I've been on YouTube for 2 years now. I have reached 11K subscribers. I post some things that are a little bit extreme. I post some things that are pretty, I would say, positive. People dunk on me, insult me, cuss me out, do whatever. Regardless of what I post. If I post Russia's the greatest country in the world, I will get hate. Even if I was a certain person that was against the whole movement that I'm trying to push, and that's basically showing people things with their own eyes, people will still hate me for it. People will hate you regardless of what you do, even if it's positive. You have people that get angry at other people who gift money to charity. You even get people that are angry at other people like that. Why didn't you give more? Like how you have these millionaires, they give $1 million and they're like, oh, well, why didn't you give more? Or, oh my God, why didn't you give? People will talk regardless of what you do. Do what you got to do and keep it pushing. I'm telling you now, do what you got to do. Much love, Malton. Stereotypes. I gotta ask, what stereotypes are true in Russia? True stereotypes in Russia. I will say that some places are very cold. That is a stereotype, which is a little bit true, but not all the way true. If you go to the south of Russia, it is warm, man. It is warm in Krasnodar right now. Russian people are tough as nails. Russian people are tough. Like not like scary tough, but just strong-willed. You know, when I was a kid, I used to watch all of these movies, and they're like Russian people are tough, they're strong, yada yada. It's true. It's true. That one is true. The vodka thing, not all Russians drink vodka. Some of my friends do not drink vodka, but a lot of people do drink vodka. Even Russian people are like, yeah, man, we drink vodka. It's like, nah, not all of it's like, nah, man, we drink vodka. It's like, dude, I'm trying to help you out here. What are you saying? Don't perpetuate a stereotype. You know? But no, a lot of Russian men do like to drink, but a lot of Russian men don't like to drink too. That's stereotype. What's the best thing to do if you're in if you're in Russia for the first time as a foreign worker? The best thing to do. What do you mean? Do you mean like as a job? The best job for you as a foreigner in Russia would probably be an English teacher if you don't speak Russian. I want to tell you now, and I wish somebody told me this before I came to Russia. Learn Russian. Learn Russian. Pretty much. If you want to become a millionaire, or if you want to make a lot of money in Russia and you want to get any job you want, learn Russian. Because if you only know English, you're going to get a translation job, or you're going to be an English teacher, or you're going to be working in a call center or whatever. Knowing Russian is going to take you to different places. I know friends that are pretty much in every single field. IT. I know DJs. I know people that own clubs. I know people that own restaurants. I know people that are teachers. I know people that are rappers, singers, people that tour around Russia singing. I know people that I know accountants. I know different people. And the people that know Russian, they get this. They get money. So yeah. Russians are another breed. Yeah, Russians are another breed, bro. Russians are tough. And I'll say this again. I am not a political channel, but I will say this. Russians, Ukrainians, Moldovans, Polish. Okay, let me say all the Slavic people in the world. You guys are tough. And that's the reason why these conflicts go on for a long time, because you guys don't say, no, I give up. It's very difficult for a Slavic person to say, I give up, I concede, I don't want to do this anymore. Slavic people are tough. Dude, like I've seen some of the toughest, and let me also state this, people from the Caucasus too, you guys are tough. Caucasian people, toughest people I've met in my life. I think they're even the reason why I want to learn a combat sport, because the discipline, I don't know. You know, like I know people that are so huge, you know, and so focused, and they do sambo and they do all of these sports, and they're really, really determined in everything they do, and they're disciplined, you know. Caucasian people have this very disciplined, I would say, impressive way of looking at life. I think because they're Muslim, of course. Big respect to Islam. Really focused, dedicated people. Like you see, yeah, makes sense. I can tell your Russian is great just by the way. Krasna, my Russian is not great. I'm A2 right now, but give me 2 more years, I will just be speaking in Russian the whole way through. Yeah, guys, please thumbs up. Nobody's thumbing up. I think people got nicer since they are more clear now. Could be. I already practiced Russian language quite. Yeah, но честно говорить, я думаю, мой русский не очень хорошо, потому что я не каждый день изучаю русский язык. Иногда я изучаю русский, но слова я знаю, очень прекрасно говорит. Но слова я не знаю, но грамматика, но очень трудная слова я не знаю. Вот. I know very simple things. Да, можно, пожалуйста, Latin 03, пожалуйста. These easy things. But I haven't really sat down and dedicated myself to learning Russian as much as I used to. My first year, I was really dedicated, but I have so many things to do. But this year, my goal is to study harder because my Russian is definitely A2, not below A2, because I know the most, I guess, the easiest of things. You know, I know the things that are not so useful. I know how to go to the supermarket and buy flowers, and oh, that is useful. It's useful, but I'm not there yet. But my wife doesn't want me to move to Russia. Oh, your wife doesn't want to move to Russia with you? Oh, yeah, that's a bit difficult. How do you feel about the SMO? Do you have any impacts in your life, the news? I mean, how many minutes do we have left? We have 8 minutes. Okay. In terms of the SMO, in terms of the whatever people want to call it, conflict, I'm not affected directly by any of this. I'm in Moscow. My family is safe. We do have a few scares. I mean, come on, you guys have seen the news. It's always the military defense system shooting something, right? But I would say that in terms of like my life being detrimental, no. It doesn't really affect me. It doesn't impact me the way that I think it would impact people that are, I would say, in the regions where these things are prevalent. My family is okay. My family's safe. My family's fed. My family is not struggling whatsoever. So I like to focus on my family first. And when my family's okay, I basically start to think about other things. So my slogan in life and the way that I think, my mantra is that if my family's okay, then everything's okay. That's my first priority. Family, my mom, my dad, my wife, her mom, her grandmother, if they're okay, everything is fine. And it might be a very selfish way to look at life, but I also don't have the financial capability to help people that are, I would say, in need. I basically have just enough to take care of my family. But maybe one day when I become a philanthropist or I have millions and millions of views and I can help people, I feel like maybe I'll focus on that. But I focus on my family first. If my family's okay, I'm okay. What's the conspiracy theory you've heard about Russian like alien secrecy? Um, I haven't heard about any conspiracy theories yet. I've heard about aliens, but I don't really dive into conspiracy theories as much. There are weird conspiracy theories in Russia. Like, there's one about metro. What is it? What is it? There's apparently a metro. Damn it, I forgot the name. Apparently, there's a metro with a nuclear button under it. And I don't know how true that is. I might need to start researching on conspiracies just to give you guys something to nibble on while I'm making other content. Thank you for your time. Much love. Much love, B. Stalin's Metro, yes, but there's a specific name. It's called Metro 21. Metro 21? I don't know, guys. Can somebody go on Google and search Stalin's Metro? Apparently, this metro has a direct path to the airport. It had a missile defense system or something like that. It was impenetrable. I forgot the name of the metro. Yeah. So yeah, guys, we have only 5 minutes left. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. I'm honestly humbled. I need to practice my Russian more. I think I'm going to practice with this book. The things I know, but the things I don't, I do not. I think that's a very easy way to put it. There's a restaurant there you can visit. Is there a restaurant? Is there? I need to research, guys. Because I was reading about a metro that apparently is a top secret one. The metro that I'm talking about, you can't even get there. Like apparently it's like a myth. Russian people talk about it, but they don't even know if it really exists. I need to see. Of course, I don't think I will be able to get in there, but I'm curious. I've also heard some theory about Russian hypersonic missiles are made from advanced aliens. I mean, with Russia's intelligence and Russia's military prowess, I'm not surprised people think that aliens helped. I'm not such a military specialist, but even like the Oreshnik that keeps on being, uh, I guess, mentioned in the news, that's not even the fastest missile Russia has. And that's actually pretty crazy to me. So I don't know. Like, I would understand if people are like it was the aliens because, dude, I don't know. Russian military ability is unmatched. I hope that we never get to see the other things that are hidden between the, I would say, the lack of provocation. But I think there's a lot of provocation already. But you know what I mean. You know, that little push that you need to go off the handles. Do you think restrictions against Russia will be lifted soon? Um, I don't know. Every single time I read the news about Russia and the U.S. are friends, and then something stupid happens, it's very hard for me to actually like come to a conclusion. But I will say that I feel like a lot of the companies will come back. For example, I saw that Hermes and Lacoste. Lacoste is coming back this year, even in my neighborhood, like the actual Lacoste store. And they basically said that they will not sell in Russia, but they're coming back. McDonald's is trying to buy back its rights or something like that. I need to check properly, but we don't need McDonald's now, bro. We don't need McDonald's. I served a strategic told us there's a line from where I served. Oh, nice. Nice. Ornate Moscow Metro was built under Stalin's regime. Ornate Moscow Metro. I need to find out about these things. I need to basically make videos, I think. Because there are so many things that we need to learn about Russia. You know, guys, you've been talking to me for 52 minutes. Thank you. A lot of you listen to me butchering Russian. I'm going to come back. I'm going to try and study this book. Try to get the right words. And hopefully I'll come back stronger. Companies that left should stay out. Yes, companies that left should stay out. Don't come back. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys later. I don't know. Maybe I'll stream again. I'm going to get my wife a cup of coffee. And stay safe. Stay blessed. Ciao.